going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about 3 different ways to get your hands on even more silver, especially if you're on a tight budget. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Crackin' Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, as well as the brand new DYDSS 3/9 fine tally marks available in 4 different colors. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today, I want to talk about 3 different ways to get your hands on more silver. This was actually inspired by a question that I received. I don't remember if it was in the comment section of one of my videos or if somebody asked during one of the live chats during my live streams or my VIP streams. But the question was essentially something along the lines of, how can I get more silver? I'm on a really tight budget. I want to be able to get more. Do you have any tips or tricks or anything like that? So that's what I want to do in today's video. I have 3 tips, 3 ways to get your hands on more silver. And that includes during times like these where the spot price is up and the premiums are way up. And on top of the 3, I also have a bonus, which is what I'm going to start with. And it's by joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, because I post deal alerts. If silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites, maybe it's a website that you're not familiar with or never heard of before or just didn't get around to checking, I'm posting it right there in the VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. But aside from that, I want to talk about the 3 main focal points. I want to stay focused in today's video. And the first one, I'm going to get right into it. The first one would be learning to live more frugally. I've been stacking for a little over 2.5 years at this point. I got started in December of 2017. We're only a couple months away from December of 2020, so my 3-year stack-iversary is coming up pretty soon. And there hasn't really been a whole lot that I've personally changed when it comes to my spending habits, because never in my life have I been much of a spender. I was never the type of person to go and burn through all of my cash that I earned all throughout the week on Friday nights, and then I do it again on Saturday nights. That's never been me. I've never been one to go and burn through cash like that. And I know that if you're watching this video right now, you're probably in the same boat. And one thing that I can say, one thing that I am guilty of, or at least was guilty of in the past, would be buying pre-made meals or going out to eat. Now, I never considered this to be reckless spending necessarily, but it was definitely paying for the convenience of not having to cook on my own a majority of the time. And that's really the only thing that I would spend my cash on, my currency on, my fiat on, in an unnecessary way. Over these last 2.5 years, I have switched things up a little bit. I've been doing a lot more meal preps. I've been doing a lot more cooking. I've been making a lot more food on my own. For example, I used to go to, let's just say, a sub shop, and I would pick up a sandwich for, I don't know, $5, $6 or something like that. Now, I'll just go to the grocery store and I'll get everything that I need that the sub shop would use to make a sandwich for me, and all of those ingredients, all the rolls, all of the everything, it would cost me maybe, I don't know, about $10 or so, give or take. What does that mean? It means that I can make 6 sandwiches rather than paying $6 for one. And if you break it down, each sandwich that I make on my own would only cost me about $1.50, $1.60, somewhere around there. And I do it all in one shot, and I stick them all in the fridge, and then I'm good to go. I do it all in one time. That way, tomorrow I can wake up and I can just grab one out of the fridge and get on with my day. I don't have to worry about stopping midday to make food or to cook. Same thing goes with the pasta. If I make a pot of pasta, I know that if I put them in meal prep containers, I'm good for the next 3, 4, 5 nights when it comes to dinners. So it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is invest a little bit more of your time, which I understand is your most valuable asset. So you may or may not prefer paying for the convenience of not having to use your time. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what not to do. You do whatever you want to do. I'm explaining what I've done and what I have changed over the last 2.5 years in order to get more silver. moving forward. The next thing that I want to talk about, and I understand this one isn't necessarily going to be for everyone. Not a lot of people are going to understand, and if they begin to understand, they're not going to want to understand, and they're just going to cover their ears and start screaming. But something that I have been doing to save more cash in order to get more silver is I utilize cashback credit cards and welcome bonuses on credit cards. Like I said, credit cards, they're not for everyone, but they are for me. If you don't like credit cards, then don't get one. This is not a video trying to sell you on a credit card. If you don't want a credit card, don't get one. But what I've done over these last 2.5 years, if there's a credit card that has a welcome bonus, let's just say, arbitrary numbers here, you got to do $1,000 in spending on the card in your first 3 months, and in return, they'll give you a $200 welcome bonus. Now, somebody who doesn't understand credit cards will say,
you gotta spend $1,000 just to save $200? That doesn't mean you saved $200, that means you wasted $800.
That is as far from the truth as it could ever possibly get. No one's telling you to go and waste $800 or $1,000 just to get the $200 welcome bonus. Here's a common misconception. Credit cards are not designed to purchase things that you can't afford. No one said go buy a $1,000 TV. You're supposed to put your regular expenses on it rather than your debit card. Now again, if it's not for you, it's not for you. If you don't want to use credit cards, then do not use them. I'm explaining how to use them properly. If you don't want to use them at all, then don't use them at all. But with a welcome bonus, $1,000 to spend over the course of 3 months, if you're living your life spending under $1,000 over the course of 90 days, I want to know your secret. I want to know your tricks. If you figured out a way to live your life under $4,000 a year, do the math, divide it by 4, it's $1,000 per quarter, then I want to know what you're doing. Point being is there's rent to pay, there are bills to pay, you can gas up the car, you could buy groceries, you could do what you need to do on a credit card rather than on your debit card, and in return, you get a welcome bonus out of it. If you were to do that necessary spending regardless, it's not like paying with a check or in cash or with a debit card is going to give you a welcome bonus, but a credit card might. And on top of that, there's cash back as well. That's why I have a bunch of different credit cards. I have more credit cards than the average American has, and I use them properly. I have a grand total of $0.00 worth of obsessive consumer debt. That's not what I believe in. No credit card that I have in my possession I've ever paid even a penny in interest on. Interest is optional. You don't have to pay interest if you don't carry a balance. You don't carry a balance if you pay it off in full on time before the due date. That's how I do it every single month. And in return, I get tons of cash back and I owe absolutely nothing. So long story short, I use the welcome bonuses. I use the cash back that I earn. Sometimes it could be 1.5%. That's a pretty standard amount of cash back to be getting. A better card can get you 2, 3, 4, maybe 5% cash back. In special circumstances, maybe there's a rotating category where you can get 10% cash back. Point being is if I save even $1 for every $100 that I spend on groceries or bills, then I can take that dollar and put it towards my silver fund. The welcome bonuses. If I'm going to spend $1,000 on the things that I need to spend $1,000 regardless, I'll just put it on a new credit card. I'll get that welcome bonus of, let's just say, about $150, $200, whatever it is, and then I'll put that $150 to $200 towards my silver fund. That's just how I do things. That's what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, then don't do that. Moving forward, I want to talk about the third and final way that I get my hands on more silver for a little bit less currency. Now this one might sound like common sense to somebody who has been stacking for a long period of time, but if you're brand new to the game, you might not realize this. But picking up silver in larger increments, larger denominations, can break down the premiums. For example, over here on the left, I have a 10-ounce bar. Sitting on top of the 10-ounce bar, I have a 1-ounce bar. This 10-ounce bar, way, way, way cheaper to get your hands on by picking up just one of these as opposed to 10 of these. What's the difference? They're both 10 troy ounces of silver. I always relate it to shopping at a grocery store versus a wholesale club. You buy something in a larger quantity for a little bit cheaper. Anybody who goes to Sam's or Costco knows exactly what I'm talking about. Well, it applies to silver as well. The larger the denomination, the lower the premium typically is going to be. Maybe not always, but typically. And it doesn't have to be a 10-ounce bar. You can go with a kilo bar, which is over 30 troy ounces. Like I said, the bigger the silver bar, the lower the premium is normally going to be. So there's the kilo bar. You can save up and get the 50-ounce bar. You can save up and get a 100-ounce bar if that's what you want. The only problem with sitting around waiting while you save up the cash to get yourself a larger denomination piece of silver is that there's no telling what the spot price is going to do. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe you're saving up, not stacking any silver because you're saving up for a, let's just say, 100-ounce silver bar. Maybe you get lucky and spot price goes down by the time you have enough cash to convert into that 100-ounce silver bar. You could get unlucky as well. Spot price could go up. The important thing to remember is to not be controlled by the fear of missing out. I've said it before. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. It's better to miss out on an opportunity than to be controlled by the fear of missing out. Do not be controlled by the fear of missing out. That's the easiest way to get burned. But aside from that, picking up silver in a larger denomination could make a lot more sense for your wallet. The larger the silver bar, or the larger the piece of gold, whatever your precious metal of choice is, the larger the piece of metal, the lower the premium is typically going to be. It costs a smaller fiat dollar bill price tag to pick up a 100-ounce silver bar, one big block of silver, than it costs to pick up 100 of these little 1 troy ounce pieces of silver. That's just the way that it works. There are pros and cons to picking up small pieces versus large pieces. One of the cons to the larger pieces is that once you have your hands on it and the spot price goes up, if and when silver goes back up to 50, maybe beyond, maybe 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 bucks, who knows? I guess anything is possible. If silver were to climb all the way up, you may or may not have a little bit of difficulty parting ways with it. Maybe not. It depends on who the buyer is or who the person is that is trying to take the silver off your hands in exchange for currency or gold or whatever it is that you're trying to do. You may or may not have a harder time parting ways with a big block of silver that's worth an incredibly high dollar amount than you would be with a bunch of little pieces of silver. Because if the spot price went to, let's just say, 50 bucks, you could part ways with this for $50 if you wanted to. You don't have to worry about 100 times more than that. Maybe not everybody's going to have the cash to hand you if that's the situation that they're in. There's always a way around it. There's always an exception to the rule, but generally speaking, I would imagine that it's much more difficult to get your hands off of a large denomination piece of silver than it would be to liquidate small little individual pieces of silver. That's just me. That's just my opinion. That's just my personal preference. That's why I don't really go beyond 10 troy ounces. The biggest piece of silver that I have are 10-ounce silver bars. Here's 2 of them on screen right here. And I really have no desire to go beyond that. But as I said, the bigger the piece of silver, the lower the premium is going to be. So that's definitely something to take into consideration if you're looking to save more currency and get your hands on more silver. And if you guys are interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams where it has a smaller number of people watching. That way I can read more comments and respond to more viewers in real time. You can get access to giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shout outs, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites. It's all being posted right there. You can watch all of the YouTube videos commercial free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description section down below. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. We just hit 1,000. I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. Comes out of my pocket, not yours. And, of course, the brand new DYDSS 3 Nines Fine tally marks, available in 4 different colors. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, what are your thoughts on some of my tips and tricks that I shared in today's video on how you can get your hands on more silver for a lesser dollar amount, or how you can save up the dollar amount to get your hands on whatever the cost of the piece of silver is. When it comes to living more frugally, is there anything that you cut back on? Is there anything that you cut out altogether because you knew that it was wasting your cash, the cash that could be used as a tool to get you even more money, silver and the gold? Do you use credit card welcome bonuses or cash back that you receive from your credit cards that you can take to the coin shop and pick up more silver in your gold? Do you save up for larger denomination pieces of silver? Maybe a 10-ounce bar, maybe a 25-ounce bar, a kilo bar, a 50-ounce bar, a 100-ounce bar, in order to break down the premiums to the best of your ability so you can spend less cash on the silver and the gold. Let me know in the comments section down below. If you have any other tips and tricks that you would like to recommend, head on down to the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.